Welcome, everyone. It's Matt. In today's class, we're going to talk about Gigantamax Garbodor. It's going to be happening November 1st. Let's class begin. So I do apologize. I'm a little sick, so you could hear my nasally, but overall, I'm feeling okay. Let's go over the Gigantamax Garbodor event starting November 1st from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. your local time. We will have the debut of Garbodor, which can be shiny. Overall, going to be one of the more interesting shinies overall. But let's go over the event bonuses, where max particle collection limit will be increased to 1600, so that allows for 2 battles without preloading. All power spots will host Gigantamax battles, which is very important. Power spots will refresh more frequently. We have 8 times max particles from power spots. So basically, each power spot will allow you to get 1 battle. We get 2 additional special trades, which is nice because that means we'll get 3 for Saturday and then 2 for Sunday for a total of 5. And from October 31st at 5 p.m. to November 1st at 8 p.m., the daily remote raid limit will be increased up to 10 more from 10 to 20. We will also have following bonuses from 12 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time at November 1st, which will be 2 times max particles from exploring. So that's 600 Stardust. Not Stardust, sorry, 600 max points. And only be 1/4 the adventuring distance, which is 500 meters. We also have a timed research. This is the same timed research as we've received overall. This is honestly used to save up the max points to give you another free 800 to 1,000, depending on how many they give us. So these will give us also candy and max particles. On top of it, they will give you a Dynamax Drillbur, which is a very good Pokemon in itself. You could take a look at this video here. And on top of it is actually somewhat useful for the event as well. Finally, we have an event ticket. These tickets are pretty much the same as the other ones. I do get this event ticket every time for $4.99 or the equivalent pricing tier in your local currency. You will be able to get 1 max mushroom, 25,000 XP, and most importantly, you'll be able to get 2 times XP for max battles, and max power collection limit will be increased to 5,600. And that is definitely the key. This timed research will be effective from 2 to 5 p.m. throughout the event. All right, let's go through Garbodor. This is Gmax Garbodor playing with his toy boat. It is a poison type and is now actually a very useful poison attacker. Garbodor's IV is 1271 through 1339. 1339 is your hundo. It is weak to ground and psychic. That takes 60% more damage, hence why Drillbur is quite useful. It is strong to bug, fairy, fighting, grass, and poison at 37.5%. Its stats, its attack is 181 attack, which is on the lower end of a lot of things. Defense is 164 and HP is 190. Nothing is above the average for Pokemon. So, from a take standpoint, it's not really all that great in general. Um, and not just the stats, the fast attacks are also very disappointing. One, it doesn't even have a poison attack, it has a bug and a neutral attack at 1 second. The good news is for Gmax Garbodor, it's still going to attack with its Gmax Melodor, which is a 450, not 350 here. But overall, it is still a disappointment that it's only got 1 second attacks. Its defense and combination of elements are for resistances are okay, but not having a 0.5 second move basically doesn't make it useful at all for tanking. For the charge moves, we're going to see a Seed Bomb, Gunk Shot, Body Slam, and Acid Spray. So we have 4 moves that we have to do with 3 different elements. Obviously, Poison is going to be the one that we need to protect against most, mostly because Gunk Shot is by far its strongest attack. Seed Bomb and Body Slam will be spammable, but Gunk Shot is going to do the most of its damage. So generally, if you have to decide on which element, focus on poison first. Honestly, if you could find an acid spray attack and then either a body slam or a seed bomb, you're going to do really well against Garbodor. Our poison deep dive. Poison, honestly, is only useful against grass and fairy. And it is a little annoying that we've only got really 3 Pokemon that are both grass and fairy type: Whimsicott, Shantic, and Tapu Bulu. Overall, generally, these are going to be the only time we're really going to be using our Gmax Poison. It's really if we have to fight Tapu Bulu. Shiantak and Whimsicott are probably going to be D-Maxes only, and we're going to be fighting the much lower, so it should be quite easy to take out. All right, for the damage capability for Poison, Garbodor is the G-Max only, and the only other Pokemon that can actually attack is a D-Max Toxtricity. And the G-Max Garbodor is 6 to 8% stronger. It's more powerful, but not by much. But and Toxtricity, though, too, really isn't useful as a tank. So really, we don't really care too much in a poison aspect for damage. As you can see, it's only really good for 2 of the elements, but all in all, not really all that much of an increase. All right, for the best tanks for Garbodor, Gengar is surprisingly the best tank for Body Slam, taking the least amount of damage. It is not the best overall for how many hits it can take, as Metagross is a little bit better along with Zamazenta. But generally, Gengar will take the least amount of damage from Body Slam. For the Seeds Bomb, it is a tie between Corviknight and Eternatus, but I give it to Corviknight because Eternatus only has a 1-second overall attack, which is not a good use for taking. And for Poison, Zamazenta is our leader with Metagross very close behind. So generally, for my aspect here, I'm going to be taking Zamazenta and Metagross. And the top 4 includes Corviknight and Zacian with Gengar, then Blissey coming in 6th. So the best attackers for Garbodor, we have Latios at number 1 for the Zen Headbutt, followed by Metagross with Zen Headbutt. It is, remember, Metagross is not using the same attack as is best for tanking, so it's not going to be a Pokemon that you can use for both. You will have to switch it out, which is unfortunate. And the other one is going to be Excadrill, which you get for free during the timed event with Mudshot for the 0.5 seconds. Galad, Hattern, Latias, Eternatus, and then we have their Gmaxes, Italian, and Gengar, Zacian, and Kingler finishing out the top 12. Generally here, the top Latios is the top by 6 to 10%. Metagross Excadrill is kind of the S minus or A plus tier. Galad, Hettern, and Latias and Eternatus kind of round out the low A minus tier. And then we have our B tiers for our G Maxes. Outside of there, generally, we don't have a great deal of super powerful attacking right now, but with Garbodor's lower stats, that is not going to really harm a great deal. Generally, my choice is going to be Latios, and I just got to level up a little bit more. Gigantamax Garbodor, as a poison attacker, it is the best. At a take any healer, it is useful, but generally, we're not really going to tank much with poison. So that's kind of whatever. It's an attacker overall. It's an 8 out of 10 with the tank and healer being below average. Generally here, we're going to be getting this more for Stardust, which we'll talk about a little bit more. All right, for the mega units for Candy, we don't have a lot of choices right now. It's Gengar, Venusaur, Beedrill. At some point, we'll have Victory Bell, Scolipede, and Dragalge as well. Generally, this is going to be useful so that we can get our bonus candy. Megas 1 to 6, you get 1 bonus candy. 7 to 29 times, you get 1 bonus. 10% chance of XL for each of 3 drops and 50 XP. And 30 and above, you get to 2 bonus with a 25% chance. So what's the overall battle plan for Gigantamax Garbodor? My team's going to be Latios, Metagross, and Zamazenta. Zamazenta will be the initial tank, especially since it does have the shield. And then I'll probably switch out with Metagross. It kind of depends on the overall attacks, but in generally both Zamazenta and Metagross are going to do incredibly well. Latios is the best attacker, and there are many other choices that are close. Unfortunately for me, it may turn into Excadrill actually for me, depending on how high I could get my Latios upgraded. My major worry, though, is Gunk Shot is by far its most powerful attack, but as long as you're using Metagross and Zamazenta, honestly, that's going to be quite manageable in general, and not much of a problem either. And with 100 potential trainers that could fight at the same time, it shouldn't be that hard to beat if you're on the high end. If you're trying to beat it with 4 to 8, you definitely have to have the top end. This is definitely beatable by a group of 4. Just because of how overall weak it is in general. Is Gigantamax Garbodor worth it for you? It's the best poison attack type, but honestly, you're going to have a lot more better attackers to use instead of Gmax Garbodor. In general, its attack is as the other stats and abilities are really forgettable. My main goal is to get a 15 IV attack. I would love to get a hundo, but really, I'm just going to try to get as much Stardust as possible. Right now, I'm in the level 71, but I should be done with that with just 1,000,000 Stardust. But if you still are 71 by the time you are hitting for November 1st, this is definitely going to be the way to blow right by that. This is the best way to earn Stardust in such a short period of time. Generally, though, it's XP and Stardust. That's the main reason you're going to be doing this raid. Getting Gmax Garbodor can be a skip if you don't really want to go super hard, or it's a little bit tricky. Honestly, I just don't see us using it a great deal. And with that, class is dismissed. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. That really helps. On top of it, you could join my community. If you join my community on YouTube, you are eligible to both be at the end of my video's name. On top of it, when you join, if you give me your ID, I will add you to my friends list. On top of that, too, you could join my Discord, which is on the community chat that I have. And you can watch me on Twitch on twitch.tv/Madgarou. I'm going to be live more often these next couple of months playing additional games, as I can't be training outside like I have been the last 2 months due to the weather where I live. With that, thank you very much. Class is dismissed. And as always, I'll try to do better next time. Bye, everyone.